What should buyers and sellers do? Well, I have some good tips, some good strategies for buyers and sellers, based on what's going on in the market. And even though the data would suggest we're still in a seller's market, it's behaving more like a buyer's market as sellers are motivated to sell their home and they're willing to do price reductions and other things to get buyers to purchase their homes because some sellers are just in a place that they have to move on quickly. And quite frankly, sellers are just not used to having to wait around for a buyer to write an offer on their property. So it makes them a little uncomfortable. So for buyers, I would suggest that this is a great time to buy for that very reason, as well as others. There's little to no competition. You have an easy time looking at properties. You have time to think about whether or not you want to buy a particular home. Whereas before you didn't, you had to make your decision over a weekend. And so good opportunity now for buyers. This has not been the situation in years past. So I would encourage you to take advantage of this. Now, some buyers might push back and say, hey, we want to buy a house. That's great that homes are sitting on the market longer and that we won't have to come in over list price, but it's still kind of expensive. And we're not sure what's going to happen with the economy or with interest rates. Well, this leads to my second point. This is good news for you. Some sellers are willing to offer concessions to pay down your mortgage interest rate. They might be willing to do a permanent rate buy down of 1 or 2 points, which would make things much more affordable for you and give you more purchasing power. When you think of the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage at 6.13%, if they paid it down to 5.13% or 4.13%, that would be a big help to you in purchasing a home. So like I said, not all, but some buyers are willing to pay a concession. And I'm willing to help you negotiate with that so that they can see that it's cheaper for them to pay down your rate than it is for them to wait around for another buyer and likely have to do a significant price reduction that's more than that concession they would have had to pay to buy your rate down. So I can help you with that because there's options out there. They can do a permanent rate buy down. They can do a temporary rate buy down, like a 2-1 or a 3-2-1 buy down. And those are just ways to make it more affordable for you up front to purchase a home. And then down the road here in the next year or two, rates are likely going to come down far enough, maybe into that 4th percentile range, so that you can refinance permanently at that rate and continue that lower monthly mortgage payment for the life of the loan. So good options out there for you to consider with those loan options and sellers that are willing to potentially pay a concession to pay down that rate. Now, the other thing I want you to consider too, it's impossible to time the market, but right now with little to no competition on homes, if you wait till mortgage interest rates come down to a more comfortable level, say in the 5th percentile range or 4, there's a lot of other buyers out there too that are going to be wanting to do that. And so if you do that, there's a potential that we could be back to that hustle or bustling market that we had before, where you're competing with other buyers, multiple offer scenarios. You might have to come in over list price, and all the negotiating power that you have right now will be gone because sellers will not need to pay a concession to pay down your rate. They will take the best offer that they can get. And now you're in a situation where you're going to have a hard time getting the home you want and getting a seller to accept your offer. So right now is the best time for buyers to buy a home. And you can do a permanent or a temporary rate buy down. And sellers, like I said, might help with that. And then also you're going to avoid the mad rush when the mob of buyers come back on the market here in the coming months when rates start to go down again. So weigh your options. Feel free to discuss with me what the best move is going forward. I also have local lenders that can help you evaluate your financial situation and see what kind of a loan will work best for you and what you can qualify for so that you can write a good, strong offer to a seller and make it more affordable for you to purchase a home. Now I want to talk to the sellers. All right, so it's essential. There's a couple of things I want you to consider to make it easier for a buyer to purchase your home. As I mentioned, by and large, homes are taking over 50 days before they go under contract. So you got to be comfortable sitting there for a while. But I will say that some of the nicer homes and sellers that price it well and offer some perks tend to get their homes sold more quickly. And I'm going to go over those here real quick. So price it conservatively. That's my first piece of advice for sellers. We'll take a look at comps. We'll see what similar properties in your neighborhood are selling for. And I'll also talk to those agents that have active listings going on to see what kind of activity they have going on. But essentially, when we put your home on the market, we're going to want to price it slightly below what your competition is doing. And here's why. What I've seen happen too often in this recent market that we're in is that a seller will put their home on the market, and then a few days later or a week later, the comparable properties that have been sitting on the market for a while will do a price reduction, sometimes $10,000, $20,000, which will then make your property stand out there by itself as the most expensive home in the neighborhood. This is not as attractive to buyers and may cause you to have to do a price reduction to keep up with them. So it's better to price it a little bit lower, price it conservatively, and then pair that with some of the other perks that I'm going to mention here as well. So keep that in mind. And then, as I mentioned, in talking about buyer's options, consider the benefits as a seller of offering a concession up front to pay down rates for a buyer. This will make it easier for them to want to write an offer on your home because they know that with that rate buy down, that they will have a lower monthly mortgage payment for permanently or for the first couple of years or first 3 years before it gets back up to that 6% range that we're in right now. So good option. I can show you that it's actually cheaper to do a rate buy down than to wait around for a strong buyer and potentially have to do a price reduction or two. A lot of those price reductions that come down 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000. Some of the rate buy downs you can do for 10, 12,000, depending on the cost of your home and the type of loan that they're getting. So it would be cheaper for you to offer a concession to buy down a buyer's rate than to wait around and end up having to do a couple of price reductions. I would also suggest doing a pre-inspection. One thing that I think is making it difficult for buyers is that if they're have a higher monthly mortgage rate or payment, it's harder for them to consider some of these bigger cost items that come with owning a home, whether it's replacing a roof, replacing mechanicals, or if there's issues with the sewer line or other expensive high ticket items that go along with owning a home. So it's wise to do a pre-inspection to find out if there's any significant issues that you'll have to deal with during an inspection period when you're under contract. I've seen buyers will terminate a contract if it looks like it's just going to be too costly for them to make these repairs down the road. And it's even costly for you as a seller to take care of those things out of pocket. With that, I would also say get a home warranty. There's lots of good programs out there. One of my favorites is offered through First American, and they will cover significant or high cost items related to your home uh, prior to even getting to the closing table. So let's say you list your home this weekend, and as you're waiting for it to go, to get a strong offer from a buyer, your furnace goes out. Well, if you have that home warranty in place, that furnace will be replaced, and it'll save you a lot of money out of pocket. So getting that home warranty can help you make some of those initial repairs based on that pre-inspection, so that the buyer will have confidence that they're buying a home that's intact. The mechanicals are in good shape, the sewer lines in good shape, and it won't cost them a lot of money in the near future to make significant repairs on the home. So that's my encouragement to you. Again, price it conservatively. Take a look at the benefits of offering a concession to buyers to pay down their rate. Take a look at doing a pre-inspection so that you can make any necessary repairs. With that home warranty also, you won't have to pay for that entirely out of pocket. So get that home warranty as well. It'll just make your home look more attractive and give buyers more confident when they want to write an offer for your home. So hope this helps. If you have any questions, feel free to get in touch. Like I said, I offer free consultation, can help you walk through the steps. I know some good lenders that can help you. And as I mentioned, for those home warranty products, I also know inspectors that can do a great job for you as far as looking at your home. So feel free to get in touch, 970-313-6706. And I look forward to working with you soon. Take care.